All right. Ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to another great session with the presidential candidate of the fictional Common Sense People's Party. Now, I always say here that a society is only as stable as its justice system. That is how important the role of justice is in a society. And when we talk about justice, it's not only a pronouncement or a ruling given by a judge in a court of law. Justice is not completely done until it is seen to have been done. In other words, the people must agree that this verdict that was given is actually a just verdict before we can say that, yes, justice was done. And that is the part we are missing it in Nigeria. Once a declaration is made, they say people should accept it and go and sit down, that is justice. No, that is toying with the peace and the stability of a society, because many people will be aggrieved. Only about 2 months ago, we had an issue with a girl called Mesoma Ejikeme from Anambra State. She was found to have falsified her JAMB score, and the authorities quickly took it upon themselves. They said, no, this is forgery. It is unacceptable. And then she was punished. JAMB slammed heavy ban on her. She actually wrote JAMB. She's a very brilliant girl in her school, but that result was forged by her. The score, she increased her score by fraudulent means. And then she was punished. And the people said, well, if she forged her certificate, then she deserved the punishment. But after the deposition of the Chicago State University registrar confirming that that certificate was not issued by them, the people are saying, why not treat this same case the same way? And now there are serious calls for TINUBU's disqualification all over the place. But before I break that down for you, let me quickly show you this video where heat broke out in a Rice studio after Dele FAROTIMI totally said the truth without holding back. Oh, my love for Dele FAROTIMI knows no bounds. This man is an asset to Nigeria. Please watch this video to the very end.
Dele FAROTIMI, can the Supreme Court take fresh evidence? Are there compelling exceptional circumstances that would, dictate that? Do you think that forgery can be established at this stage, considering the fact that there are decided cases on forgery? The most celebrated one being the Eremenye case in Bayelsa.
Dr. Abati, when your legislators are corrupt, you should be worried. If your executive peopled by crooks, you should be afraid. But when the judiciary stops being court of law, the people should be alarmed. Nigerian courts over the past few years have shown very clearly that we have good reasons to be worried about the capacity to deliver justice or to give equity. However, I do know that within the inherent jurisdiction of that court, it has the powers, if it so desires and if it finds the will, to hear evidence that would suggest that the person who is sat in the highest office of the land is a career criminal. That is entirely up to the Supreme Court. It is up to the court to decide whether it is capable of saving what we have described variously as a democracy. What I have said is very simple. No. I'm sorry, Dr. Abati. I am sorry, Dr. Abati. Please rein in Mr. Azan. Rein him in. Rein him in. Rein him in. He had his say and I did not interrupt
You had your time.
He had his say and I did not interrupt him. Please rein him in. What I said is very clear. What I said is very clear.
Don't interrupt him. Please wait.
You are very biased.
Okay.
In your own opinion.
Okay,
made up your mind.
please.
As an unbiased arbiter, you are a judge. If God don't descend into arena, you can't take over the show. No, to me, on that, I believe Their conduct have to go on issues. Let us talk about law.
Please, I beg you.
It's the law that we are talking about. It's the lawyer. Addressing the judiciary. This is the issue the judges address there.
Okay, but
we lawyers cannot continue
to
desecrate the
judiciary. Allow him.
The judiciary are there to be there as unbiased arbiter. If you love to be part of the articulate and media lawyer, go and join them.
We are not in a
position. Go and
position.
of fight before the court. You don't come to the media and presume judgment. And I won't accept it. I won't accept it. You've taken over the show. No, we are here to.
We are not in a position.
Not you, but the public.
Hold on. We are not in a position to charge you for contempt. But this is becoming contemptuous.
My words are not ambiguous.
Mr. FAROTIMI,
I was speaking with you specifically, Dr. Abati, over a year ago. I was away in America when you asked me specifically about the appointment of the current CJ, and he was appointed in an acting capacity at the time. And my opinion are on paper. They are clear, they are not ambiguous. I have zero trust in the capacity of the CJN to deliver justice. That is not political. That is something I had said long before there was a Peter Obi. So there is nothing political about that. There is nothing personal about that. This is all about Nigeria. It is about the country we want to leave behind for posterity, for our children. What values are we building that country with? Is it a country where nothing matters any longer once the person can snatch it, grab it? If you speak against that, you must hate the person. Is that the kind of country we have become? It is up to the judiciary to decide whether he wishes to do justice or whether he wants to continue wearing blinkers and pretending that it is a court of law when justice is vacant completely in his court. This is not about legalese. It is about building a society based on morality, equity, justice, and even law. If we are now faced with a situation where in our courts, the law does not matter anymore. You have a Lawan in the Senate, even you have an Akpabio, and then you are asking me if I have confidence in the capacity of that judiciary to do justice. I am telling you straight up, no. If anybody does not like that, it is up to them. The point I'm raising is when you have this much imputation of criminality, whether it is proven or not is another ball game entirely. It is not even seemly. Already all over the world, our reputations are in tatters simply because of the person who sits in the highest office in our land. And then we are being told it is wrong to ask questions. We must hate him if we are asking questions. I hate nobody. I hate their deeds.
All right.
Wow, Dele FAROTIMI. What a man. And what a shame on Mr. Hassan, the APC representative on the show. Imagine waking up from your house, dressing up and going to a studio to defend evil before the whole world. What a shame. Dele FAROTIMI, history will be kind to you. The man who stood for truth at a time that the country desperately needed it. Years from today, Nigeria would have moved on from this phase, and the role everyone played will not be forgotten. God bless you, Dele FAROTIMI. You will never be forgotten. Now, let's look at the cause for Tinubu's disqualification by Nigerians. Look at how the papers reported it. Supreme Court. Netizens want Tinubu sacked, jailed over forged Chicago State University certificate. Following the revelation that the Chicago State University certificate that President Bola Tinubu presented to the Independent National Electoral Commission was forged, many have charged the Supreme Court of Nigeria to sack and jail Mr. Tinubu. Prolonged legal tussle on Mr. Tinubu's controversial academic record reached a crescendo after Chicago State University, in a deposition on Tuesday, revealed that it did not issue the certificate Mr. Tinubu presented to Nigeria's electoral body. CSU's deposition has sparked reactions among social media users, with many calling for Mr. Tinubu's ouster in line with Nigerian constitution. Citing the Nigerian constitution, a lawyer, Abdul Mahmood, on X said, the Chicago State University deposition have finally shown that the certificate dated June 22, 1979, but submitted to INEC on June 17, 2022, was not issued by the university. With Tinubu having submitted a forged certificate to INEC, a special part of the birth certificate conundrum will now be addressed by the Supreme Court and with specific regards to Section 137, subsection 1J of the Constitution, 1999. A person shall not be qualified for election to the office of the president if he has presented a forged certificate to the Independent National Electoral Commission. Ex-user First Ladyship said, Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Shettima must be disqualified by the Supreme Court on the ground of certificate forgery. The 1999 Constitution is clear on what must happen. I call on fellow Nigerians to join me in calling for their disqualification. Certificate forgery is still a crime in Nigeria, another netizen at Favored Woman said, adding that Section 463 of the Criminal Code stipulates a 3-year imprisonment for forgery, while Section 362 to 364 of the Penal Code addresses forgery offenses with penalties reaching up to 14 years of imprisonment. At Bogwadam said, if Tinubu is not removed by Supreme Court, he will be forced out by the people. Nigerians are fed up with him and the entire gang. At JP General urged that the Nigerian Supreme Court must stand up and save the nation from this embarrassment. It is time for the Apex Court to move away from technicalities and start delivering political judgments on merits. Nigeria cannot have a liar, drug dealer, certificate forger, etc. as her #1 citizen. Mr. Tinubu was declared the winner of the February 25th presidential election on March 1st, but several controversies have dogged his emergence, including allegations of forgery and perjury. And those are Nigerians massively calling on the Supreme Court to follow the Constitution and do what is right. Many others are saying Nigerians must be ready to take it to the streets that the Supreme Court will never deliver judgment in their favor. The coming days will tell how all these will play out. Anyway, make I leave am here. Make I still enter town. Make I go get some ogbonge political news where una go like. Why? Because of una. Now I dey here. So don't go away. Don't go.